welcome to the Order of the Arrow's first ever virtual Meet the Man. My name is Raymond Chung, and I'll be your host tonight. I'm sitting here with...
I'm John Rhem, the 2012 National Chief, here live from Michigan State University.
And we're very excited to answer your questions, which are being compiled via social media all across the nation. And to start it off, John, here we are at Michigan State University, home of NOAC 2012. Now, as National Chief, what are you most excited about this week?
Oh man, by far just getting out and talking to everyone, hanging out in dorms at night and really meeting up with the people I've met with like the past few months. Because, being a National Chief and a college kid, it's kind of hard to keep track with everyone. And even though I have a decent amount of frequent flyer miles, I can't constantly fly around the country. So definitely seeing all the great guys that I met this week, or this year.
Absolutely. Now, tell us a little bit about your travels as National Chief.
My travels? Oh man, where can I begin? It started out in February. As you know, we do something called Report to the Nation. And that's where different representatives from the BSA, which includes the National Chief, National Venturing President, and the National Bosun, along with 4 to 3 other representatives, go down to D.C. and report to the nation's top officials. This year we met with John Boehner, Nancy Pelosi. We got to tour the Pentagon, and it was a great time.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. All the guys were very willing to talk and very in love with the Scout program.
That's incredible.
But I can go on and on about my travels, but I gotta say, my favorite events that I've gone to have been conclaves and NLSs, because I can kind of be, Johnny Rhem going out, and that's where my journey began. So it's kind of like reliving my life. So.
Right. Excellent. And here you are traveling here in late July, getting ready for August and the start of the National Order of the Arrow Conference.
Yep.
As National Chief, what do you do at the conference?
Wow, what do I do at the conference? I mean, besides shake hands and besides ashes. So pretty much the National Chief is like a Lodge Chief or Activities Chairman, we'll go with Lodge Chief, of like a Lodge Fellowship at a weekend. I have my different CBCs, such as you, which you're doing a great job. Good job, Raymond.
Thanks, John.
That run the conference, and I kind of go through and manage them, along with Chris Marquis and the 4 region chiefs. Beforehand, I helped out with the schedule, making sure everything was down, hosting CBC conference calls, and just making sure that the team is moving forward. But my main focus here at NOAC is, having a great time and getting to meet people like a young man I met today whose name is Connor Sassine, and that's kind of what I do, go around and travel.
That's awesome. And so just as a reminder to the folks watching at home, feel free to submit your questions via Twitter or Facebook. On Twitter, the hashtag is NOAC2012MTM. And on Facebook, just go to our NOAC page at Facebook on our NOAC page and submit it via there. And we have a pretty funny one coming in right now. John, how tall are you?
7 feet. Let's next question. No, truth is I am 5'2" and 3/4. I get to 3/4 because I can.
It counts.
It does count.
Absolutely. Now, you also go to school, right?
I do.
And where do you go?
I go to Susquehanna University. It's a great little campus. It's about an hour north of Harrisburg and like 3 hours south of New York City.
Okay, and I asked that because we just got a question submitted to Johnny about how do you manage school while being the National Chief of the Order of the Arrow?
Yes, pretty good question. Well, I'm still trying to figure it out. But last semester, I talked to my professors, and they're all very willing to let me when I missed class, they're fine as long as I turned in my assignments beforehand. So I had to work every night, a few hours later in the library, or my favorite spot in our campus center. So anyway, I'm starting to ramble now. But short notice is, I talked with my professors and kind of told them the scenario, and they completely fine with it. I spent a lot of hours at night studying, especially finals week. Oh man, that was...
I can imagine.
Yeah, that was fun.
So next we have a 2-part question coming in. The first is, just simple, how many Airmen are attending NOAC this year?
How many Airmen? There are over 7,100. I think the nearest exact number was 7,165.
That's a lot of people.
Yep.
And we all know that the theme for NOAC this year is United, We Leave a Legacy. John, can you tell us a little bit about how that came about and what that means?
How it came about. So the theme itself came about with section chiefs who met down in Dallas, went over a thematic idea, and they chose the idea of coming together and changing the world. And through that discussion, we had many different ideas, such as like many flames, one fire, and like the value of one, the power of all. But something about the idea of united, we leave a legacy. It's just very powerful, very direct, and that's kind of what drew the section chiefs to decide on it and go through. That's one. It's one of the ones I voted for. So
awesome. And you briefly mentioned beforehand about your favorite events being conclaves and national leadership seminars.
Yep.
One of the questions that just came in is, John, what is a national leadership seminar?
What is National Leadership Seminar? That's a very good question. What they are regionally run events that are held usually 3 to 4 times a year, and it's free to go. Your law should pay for it, and it's by far one of the top-notch leadership weekends. It's kind of like NYLT, but it builds upon it and condenses it down. If you can get a chance to talk to one of the region chiefs, they can give you much better insight because they're the ones that actually run the event. And I've been to a few this year, and they're they're awesome. So definitely, if you get a chance, go to it. Once you do that, and you're an advisor, you can attend NLATS, which is the National Leadership Advisor Training Seminar. So let's hope yet.
Awesome. And now we're talking about events that are above the lodge level and above the section level. Now, every one of these events is truly a remarkable opportunity for an airman to go to, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Now, one of the questions that just came in is, did you attend OA High Adventure this summer?
I did. I had attended OAWV, which is Ordnance Voyage, from June 20th to July 4th. And I also had the great opportunity to visit with OAOA, which is the Aero Ocean Adventure down at Sea Base. So I get to go, I did Ordnance Voyage, but I hung out with OAOA, so for a few days.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And you would recommend that program to scouts?
Oh, definitely. If you love canoeing and being truly in seclusion, check out Northern Tier, Boundary Waters. If you love hiking and the scenic areas of the Southwest, check out Philmont. And if maybe sailing and cruising around the ocean is more your style, check out OAOA.
Awesome. So in 1912, the first ever Eagle Scout was awarded.
Yes, sir.
And here in 2012, we're celebrating the centennial of the Eagle Scout Award, especially here in NOAC. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. As Rhem was talking about, we're partnered up with NISA, the National Eagle Scout Association, in celebrating their 100th anniversary. So throughout the week, we're going to have the NISA Legacy Series, where some high-end politicians and celebrities will come in and talk. And there'll also be a chance to sign up for a NISA membership at a discounted price. There's a bit more going on, but we'll keep that a secret.
Okay, sounds good. So you'll have to join us at NOAC to see what the celebrations will be all about. So here's a more carefree question.
There we go.
What do you do outside of scouting? Do you have a life?
I actually have a life, believe it or not. Outside scouting, I love to go kayaking. I get a chance to hike here and there. And I also hang out with my friends a lot. We go down to the movies, we hang around Salinas Grove, which is the town my school is in. And so I have a pretty normal life. I'm involved in student government at school, our campus PR firm. I'm going to be an RA next year.
Wow.
That's gonna,
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And I play basketball every once in a while. So, believe it or not, I might be short, but you play basketball.
You got the jump shot working for you.
Yes, sir.
Now, as a national chief, you're accompanied by a team of other national officers.
Yes, sir.
Could you tell us a little bit more about those positions?
About what they do? Okay. I'll start it off with the region chiefs. I kind of touched on it before and how they run the NLSs, but they're also the ones that deal kind of hands-on with the lodges. And we have 4 of them. You have Marty Obtoff of the Central Region, Eric Bush in the Northeast, David Joyner in the South, and Joe Barton in the West. And they're the ones that are coordinating the guest experience here at NOAC. And then we'll go on to a very good friend of mine, Preston Marquis. He is the National Vice Chief. Me and him share very similar responsibilities.
Okay.
He is involved he's on the National Away Committee. He helps out with one of the National Executive Committees as well, the BSA. I forget which one, you'll have to ask him. And he also helps out with a subcommittee on the National Committee. So he's pretty much what I do, except what distinguishes me from the Vice Chief is like a Lodge Chief to a Lodge Vice Chief, is I'm on the National Executive Board, and I have to go and kind of report to them.
It's a lot of meetings.
Yes, it's a lot of meetings. But luckily, I have a great group of guys to keep me going.
Absolutely. And a question just came in about this, just the same topic. These guys are national officers, but how are they elected? How did they get there?
Oh, that's a very good question. Pretty much the same way as I was elected. Each year, there's an annual planning meeting down Dallas. It's at the Marriott Solana. And all the section chiefs across the country will meet on December 28th through 9th. And when we get there, there will be a program of emphasis that they'll be working on. And then that night, they go through and they elect the national chief. You're locked in a room. You know that whole story. And then the next morning, the region chiefs are elected within their own region. So if someone ran for a national position, they can still run for a region position. So it's completely youth elected and youth run for that part.
Awesome.
Yep.
Now, could you tell us a little bit about your lodge?
My lodge.
Where you're from?
Oh, yeah, of course I can. All right, so I'm from the Williamsport, Pennsylvania Lodge, which is Wapayu, Silesia, 343, home of the White Buffalo, as you can kind of tell. My lodge is about probably 600 members, and I just got a text from my lodge chief that they're on their way up right now.
Awesome.
So I am extremely excited. It's pretty amazing when I have to go back to a lodge event, kind of see the guys that have watched me go from Little Fievel, which is a nickname that they call me, up to the big John Rhem that is here before you now. So we're a bit of ruffians, but we know when to get the job done, we can do it solid. So I love my lodge, and I cannot wait to see them. And if anyone's watching, I'll see you hopefully in about 12 hours.
Yeah, and you must be excited about so many airmen coming in just under half a day.
I know, it's almost here. Mine is coming along.
Excellent. And here's one question relating back to your position as national chief.
Yep.
What is the best part about being the national chief?
Traveling around by far.
Yeah.
I'm not a big meeting guy, but traveling around, meeting people, being able to say that, oh, this weekend I'm going to California when friends of mine are going out to like a movie. So I think that's kind of an arrogant move, but definitely by traveling.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So you have a lot of airmen here who are listening to the answers to your questions.
How many?
Is it? Probably quite a few. We 43 are on the line just right now listening to you talk.
Oh man,
How
poor
cool
guys.
is that? And is there anything you want to say to them personally?
So much I could say.
Maybe focusing on the conference, and if they're not at conference and just watching at home, how they can also participate.
All right, I think I have something here. So it's a piece of advice that has guided me all the way through scouting, and it's very simple, and we kind of often disregard it. And it's just this: just be yourself. Every time I was so afraid of like failing because I thought someone else in the crowd was gonna make fun of me. But when you go up and you're just natural and being you, even if you fail, you know that it was you. It's not someone else helping you along. That you know they can always improve. For an example, when I was lodge chief, I was running an event, and I forgot the schedules, and things were going crazy. And people were like, "Oh, John, you need this, you need this." And because the whole reason why I lost schedules was I was trying to be this perfect chief. Like I was trying to be the guy, the number one. But even when you try to be that perfect, stuff's gonna happen. And I was devastated. But my lodge advisor pointed off in the corner, and he pointed this big easel, and he kind of gave me a smirk. And I sat there for about 20 seconds, and I realized that I could write the schedule on there and post it up. So I think that's when I realized it's not worth it trying to be some great mighty guy. just be yourself.
Absolutely. So,
Sorry.
so we would like to thank every one of you guys who has tuned in for our virtual Meet the Man. We're still accepting questions, so feel free to continue using Twitter and Facebook. We have about 3 minutes remaining, so take advantage of the time to kind of just not talk with Johnny, but ask him questions yourself so that he can relay that back to all of the lodges and sections and airmen in particular.
Oh, man.
And so, John, here at NOAC, the shows are pretty cool, right?
Oh, man. Did you see Tonight's show?
Tonight's show was really good.
It was really good. I gotta tell you, with the Monday show, I'm not gonna leak anything out quite yet, but it is me truly spectacular.
Awesome. And so there are multiple shows during NOAC too, right?
Yep.
Could you kind of talk us through some of them?
Yep. Okay, so tonight we just had the staff show, which is kind of pumping the staff up to get ready for everyone coming. Tomorrow will be the opening show, which kind of sets the tone for the week, and will kind of explain the theme. United, we leave a legacy. And then Tuesday is the awards and recognition show. That's where we recognize all the high people in the OA that have done outstanding service and kind of give a history of our own legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wednesday night, instead of an Native American show, we're doing the NESAT NOAC show.
Oh, awesome.
And that's what I talk about. They're going to have legacy speakers coming in, which would be celebrities, and a really cool special that I'm still not going to release that. And then we wrap it up on Friday with the closing theme show.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much a recap of the entire week and kind of sums up what it means to be united and leaving a legacy.
Awesome.
Yep.
So there's a lot to look forward to at NOAC. And we have one last question for Johnny to close out tonight's virtual Meet the Man. And it comes from a scout who was asking simply 3 words. Who is Fievel?
It was Fievel. What's the name of this kid?
I'm not quite sure.
So who is Fievel? Fievel is a nickname that I earned back in my lodge. And the whole story behind it is when I was younger, I was a shy, quiet little kid. And apparently my voice sounded like a mouse. And my scoutmaster was trying to figure out what name it was. And they kept saying like Speedy Gonzalez, Mickey Mouse. And I'm like, what about Fievel? Like, yeah, Fievel goes west. And so it stuck through when I became a Boy Scout, or yeah, it stuck when when I was a Boy Scout up to a staff member, and ever since, I've gone with it. So it's kind of a very personal thing to me, and I really enjoy it.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
So once again, we'd like to thank you all for attending tonight's virtual Meet the Man, and also submitting questions for John Rhem, our 2012 National Chief, to answer. Keep on the lookout, and make sure you follow us on Twitter, like our Facebook page for Order of the Air, and also for NOAC. And hopefully, we'll see you at NOAC. Right, John?
Yes, sir. See you if you're coming, and if not, have a great summer, and hopefully I can see you sometime.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.